Stanley somebody. Okay, plays e5. Ah, get a Ruy Lopez. Okay, so this is the main line. Not the old main line, the main line. And the bishop here, so you defend the pawn. Because that, and then he castled. So this is a way to get into the Marshall Gambit with the d5. So I'll play some anti-Marshall move here. I mean, the Marshall Gambit is okay. You can play it as white, but it can be a pain to remember all the theory. And it is hard to defend on the fly without knowing what you're doing. Oh, he wants to trade bishops, huh? Okay, you know, there is a potential bishop sack here. Let's be a little bit cautious. I really didn't think it would be so soon. Okay, so the idea is he takes the queen, and my king has no moves, and the knight is coming in here. But the knight can drop back and open up a line for the queen and defend the square. So I'm going to just take that. This opens up, like I said, a diagonal for the queen. This dark squared bishop is not able to really get in to help. And the knight, the other knight is not able to get in to help. So if I keep this knight out, then the attack comes to nothing, I think. Anyway, Stanley, super aggressive player. We can take a brief look at this after the game and see what the computer would have done. Yeah, he's trying to undermine this pawn. I'm going to chase the queen away. And I'm going to bring the other knight over. Yeah, so gotta keep control of this square, keep the knight out. If he takes here, I'll just take back. Keep his this knight from trying to jump into the game. Okay, yeah, if he takes the pawn, I will take back. You know, maybe his idea is to push here, and then he's got two attackers on this pawn, and then when I take here, the knight takes back. But that's okay. That is okay because I can drop the bishop back and his knight can't come to this square. So yeah, just keep migrating that knight over. That's part of the plan here. And I could get to this square. Might be a good square for it. So he doesn't push, but he takes. I'm still keeping control of this square. I think evolving the bishop and bringing a rook over would be good. Yeah, he brings his bishop out. Yeah, has to go back and defend. Then bring the rook over here to try and chase the queen a little bit more. Okay, and then bring the knight out. So my king is feeling pretty safe at this point. If I don't do anything silly, I should be okay. Knight could go here still. Or I guess now it can go there. If he trades here, it's not a problem. And this bishop doesn't really have a good retreat, so he traded to get the retreat. One idea is to move the king over and put the rook here and launch an attack on the g-pawn. Putting the g-pawn undermines this knight too. I don't know. It seems like things are going fine without doing that. Let's see, I could also put my knight here, and if he takes it, I'll take the bishop. If he takes the bishop, I'll take the knight. So I think I want to get rid of this knight rather than retreating. And then let's see, I can come out here with this knight. Okay, yeah, he stepped up with the bishop. That blocks things on this file. He may be thinking of pushing the pawn. And yeah, when he pushes this pawn, he wants to have this pawn protected, so I can't play knight here. Except I do have two knights. So he pushes his pawn to attack my knight. I can take here. Check. Maybe he gets trapped there though. King steps up and then the knight has no moves. Yeah, so probably best just to retreat. We do have opposite colored bishops. Yeah, like I said, I want to keep the knight out of these squares. So take back with the pawn. Okay, comes to defend that. Here's an idea. Check and take the queen. Yep, I can do it now. Okay, so it'd be good. Oh, my queen covers this square, but this knight has to move anyway. Still taking here is no good. I take. Yeah, actually, it was never any good. I don't know what I was thinking of there. Okay, so let's activate the queen. Hitting his knight. He's got a check here. I'll just step up. The knights defend each other for the moment. Yeah, so check here. And then we threaten devastation with this knight thing here, right? Queen check. It's got to be pretty good, huh? I actually don't see. I have a perpetual here, back and forth. Okay, I'll take here. So rook and knight versus queen and knight. This should still be very good. I'm just stunned and amazed. There's no mate here. Yeah, the queen defends the knight there. He has a check here. Fortunately, his knight is on the rim. So he goes there. I think, well, we just push this pawn. His knight is getting close. Now, trade. That simplifies things a lot. Queen versus rook. Oh no! I got too casual there. I can still queen. That's funny though. Okay, I'll force the king back to the back rank there. And he resigned. Okay. I guess he didn't want to play that out. Oh, he didn't resign. He timed out. He was still fighting. Well, he is a fighter. Here, let's see if we can get our rapid game. Itiander. Play maybe I'll play a con Sicilian. Oh, no, he plays the Bowdler attack. Pretty rare, especially for someone this high rated, but it's playable. It's not particularly good because he loses a tempo here, but this may not be the best way to take advantage of it. It's just kind of the most direct way. Oh. So he's going to go here with the knight, attacking this pawn. If I defend it with the bishop, he'll take. I could just push the pawn, though, after that. Oh, he's not doing that. Does he want me to put my bishop here first? I'm not going to do that until I'm ready. Want him to commit his knight. Oh, he commits his knight there. Okay, now I think here is good. Push, it'll hit his knight and his bishop. Maybe I'll defend the bishop with the queen first. He's being very direct. He pushes that pawn, I'll take with the knight. Takes with the knight, I'll take with the queen. And then the bishop, he takes with the rook, I'll take with the queen. So it's useful to have the queen here too. Now when you push this pawn, it opens up this square for his knight, so you have to be aware of that. The knight here, and if this pawn gets traded off, then the rook and the knight are coordinating on this square here. Could be his plan. Oh, but he moved the knight away. Okay, let's just trade that off. He didn't try to escape that. He just developed his dark squared bishop. Very interesting. So I'm thinking maybe I put my knight here. Or I could put a pawn here to keep his knight out of this square. And there's no light squared bishop to take advantage of this weakened diagonal. He has a queen though, so always be careful playing a move like f5. I'm going to go ahead and defend this pawn that way, and then I was going to bring my rook over here. The idea is to bring this knight like so. His idea is to come in here or here. Okay, if I go here, he takes with the bishop, I take back with the rook, he takes with the rook, I take with the pawn, then maybe he can round this pawn up. It's isolated. It's pseudo-isolated, I guess, because this pawn here is in the way. You know, one thing I could do is put my queen here. So after that sequence, knight here, bishop takes, rook takes, pawn takes. It's his turn and I'm hitting here. But he could defend here. Maybe it's not so good. Maybe I'll put the bishop here. Or maybe I'm threatening to actually just take this pawn right now. That's interesting, because if the knight goes back to defend, then I can sink a knight in here. This is one of those poking and prodding moves that seems to have paid off. Just attack little weaknesses in your opponent's camp, shifting your pieces around and see how he defends, and maybe you can catch him. Catch his pieces in an awkward configuration. So he ignores it, yeah. He says, That's no problem. So he's got a fork here. I can take here once, but he'll still have a fork. Then I could bring my queen over. Maybe I can still take here. He can't fork me right away. He has to trade. So knight here, bishop takes, knight takes, queen here is hitting this knight, pinning this one. Hitting this knight and pinning this one, but then he goes knight here, and I have no good answer for that. I mean, it looks like a good position for my queen, but don't see it. Okay, so I trade. He takes back, and then I put the queen here. Trades again, I take back with a knight, and then there's, well, it's not such a dangerous fork anymore. I think next I'll kick this knight away. It's getting to be a menace there. Okay, which knight should I take back with? This one? I like keeping this one around up here, so I'll take with this one. This is still exerting pressure on these squares. And I go here. Now where is he going next? There or there? He can either take my bishop. Oh, he can take that pawn. I truly did not see that. Okay, I can put my rook here. He takes this pawn, I'll take this pawn. Active pieces. And his bishop is pretty passive. -2 actually. Now that I look at it, it's hitting this pawn. Well, you know, it's a good pawn. Bad bishops support good pawns. Well, he stopped to think. That's good. If he takes here, I'll take here. Then he moves the bishop, and I can take here. He can come back and threaten this pawn too. I mean, my whole queen side is getting wiped out. But maybe he doesn't have... he could drop his bishop back here. Yeah, I think taking the pawn is just okay for him. I'm not sure why he's hesitating. Yeah, it's just good. Drop the bishop back. I guess it keeps his rook tied up defending the bishop. Maybe he didn't like that. But what else can I do? So I go here. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Now the pawn is more of a menace, actually. And it opens up. And his rook isn't taking here right away. So he takes, I take. He takes, I push. He comes back. And I can take this pawn at least. Well, actually, I can take this pawn now. I push, he runs back. I take here first. Making it hard for the rook to run back. So it's all about trying to promote this pawn. Bishop can come here. Aha, so he goes there. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, knight here. I mean, the rook runs there. Do I have a better move than that? I could play king here. And the rook can't stay on this. The rook can't stay on this file. Oh, of course, I needed to defend it first. That was a pretty silly oversight. Okay, well, knight here. Got to round up one of these two pawns. Oh, he takes there. Huh? Oh, I see. When I take, so if I go here, he's got a check. Oh, that's bad luck. I can defend with the knight. Knight here. He takes, I take. And then he's got two extra pawns over there. But I still have a bishop. Maybe it's useful. Slowing those pawns down. Yeah, I should have defended the pawn first. If I had gone here, maybe the knight here first is rook can't go to these two squares. If the rook attacks my knight, I'll push the pawn. I'll probably take and then take my knight. Yeah, maybe I couldn't have done that anyway. Well, he's thinking about this one. I think just exchanging is pretty good. Because when he exchanges, it puts my knight here, which is not the greatest square for the knight. It's no longer attacking any pawns. It does stop these pawns from coming forward, at least, but he's probably looking for something better. I just don't think I can really hold those pawns back forever. Oh, okay, he can throw in the check first. I want to go somewhere, let's see. If I go here, I could go up here. Just want to go somewhere he can't check me again. If he checks me there, I just go back. I mean, if he checks me here, I'll just go back here, so not a problem. Yeah, so now he takes. He just wanted to get his knight to a better position first, I guess. Okay, yeah, all those pawns are loose. But don't have any good way to attack them. The king should attack them. The bishop and the knight are holding them back. His king is over here, so my king is my asset in this position. As my king wanders away, he might get a passed pawn over on this side. That's probably how this will play out. You can put the knight here, hitting my bishop. Then push this pawn forward, huh? Yeah, the knights are doing a good job of dominating the bishop, actually. Well, these pawns still can't go forward, but he's getting closer to liberating them. Yeah, now the king comes in, so I can step all the way over to here and take this pawn. So his king is coming over. Yeah, look at my knight is guarding these squares, so his king can't step in directly. Cannot step directly in. Of course, his knight is keeping my king out of these squares, so that's the way it goes. So my plan is to take this pawn. Oh, he stops back to defend. Now I can go here. Yeah, I could put my knight here and he'll be tied up. I could put my knight over here. No, he can take it. He has one knight that's sort of free, so two pieces are occupied here. This knight can hop around. Here, 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 or here. Yeah, he moves the king. Okay. Let's do what we can to liquidate the pawns on this side of the board. Yeah, I can't take with the king, that's true. That is true. Aha. And he's going to march his king in here. Oh, no, he can't do that because I got the bishop there. He can march his knight in there. Okay. Still not making any progress on those pawns. But I haven't managed to win one of them either. The king steps here, the bishop can go here. Well, the bishop can take the knight if the king moves away. King can go here, of course. The knight can go there. Ah. Yeah, so let's just keep pushing on this side. The more pawns I get rid of, the closer it comes to a draw. So if I push here, he takes, I take, or he pushes, I take. He steps up, I take. So I think I can force some more exchanges. Yeah, so he does that. Now my knight can come in. Is he going to fork my bishop? He can put his knight here, attacking my bishop. I can drop back with the bishop. He can't check my king yet. You know, here's an interesting idea. I could put the bishop here, force his king away from that pawn. With the knight here, and the bishop here. King won't be able to take any of these squares around the pawn. This square. He'll be able to take this square. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't give that square up. So I could set the bishop here. Oh, and he's running back to that side. Aha. So if I put my knight here, he takes, I take. He steps up here with his king. I run somewhere with my bishop, because I need to be in a position to defend these pawns. So he just runs. Okay, so I want to control this square here if I can, I guess. Oh, he steps back. He steps back with the knight. Is he going to go here? Yeah, he's going to go there and fork everything. That's pretty good. So even if I move my king, he will be attacking the pawn, and I can't easily defend it. If I move my bishop to defend it now, then, yeah, if I move my bishop to defend it now, then he's got the fork here, hitting my king and my bishop. So wandering there with the bishop was a bad idea. Okay, he can check now, but he doesn't want to. Let's see, knight here, knight takes, king takes, king up, or okay, if if I just go back with the, yeah, it looks like it's going to be hard to save this pawn no matter what I do. Knight here, check. That's the way to do it. Yeah, found that. Just in time. I check him when he can't come here. Well, he can't go there, actually. Yeah. So he's got to check. He can take this pawn. Yeah, I saw that, but I'm going to take this pawn. Aha, he says I can't take that pawn. Yeah, I think we're getting closer to a drawish situation. He's probably looking for some clever check. He's got the check here and the check here. But I think I can just step here. And then when this knight moves, then I don't have to defend my knight anymore, so it'll be okay. Check here. My knight. Okay, he takes. So I think this is close to a draw. I just need to get my king into a better position. Now he's going to push this pawn. So let's step here with the bishop. Step here. Yeah, the bishop is holding this pawn. Which can't really move. But when this pawn starts running, I can maybe push it and sacrifice it in exchange for that pawn. Yeah, that's the idea. Let's see what he does. Yeah, that was pretty clever. He blockades the pawn first and puts his king here in this square. So I can't push this pawn with check. Yeah, I can go here. If he pushes this pawn, I can still take. If his king is not threatening it. Yeah. Yeah, I can't really move. I'll just shuffle. Okay, so is there a mate here? He goes here with the check. I can go sideways. Let's push the pawn. He can take. Oh, and I'm not threatening to take here. Okay. I got too much trouble. Okay, now this is a stalemate if I just can convince him to cover this square. Close to a stalemate. But the king can still go here. No, he can't go here. So if I just force him to take my bishop somehow. Oh, there's a mate. Okay. Well, anyway, he played a good game there. There were a couple of things I wanted to look at. And I think starting with the previous game. Here, let's go to my profile. Look at the game I played before this. And wasn't there something here I was looking at, interested in? Let's just go through this quickly. Yes, what I was interested in was what did the computer think of this sacrifice here? So analysis board. So everything's fine here. And then this sacrifice is just good for white. I should take it. And then this is okay. Yeah. So it looks like I just kept the advantage there. And then in the other game, Teander. Let's go to the analysis board. Let's step through it. So nothing much going on here. And then at the end I lost those pawns. Maybe he's better, yeah. So right here he's probably better. Let's just take a quick look. Yeah, -2. That's a good move. I mean, a good evaluation. So this was okay. -5. Oh, this is good for me. It says -1. It says it's good for me, even though I'm losing a pawn here. Now that's really interesting. And yeah, this was the move that I thought was good for him. What is my move here? I have several good moves. Bishop h6, knight c6, knight b4. And what did I play? I played knight there. Still good. Wow. Why is this so good for me? And where did I go wrong? There. That was the move. So yeah, I should have gone here first. Yeah, so it's good for me because of my dangerous passed pawn, I guess. The knight keeps my king out of this square. I can step up here. I don't know, it's funny. It's he's got 2 extra pawns. No, just 1 extra pawn. But it has a -3 score. Well, a very difficult game to play. And then after this, with his 2 extra pawns, it's just even. And this was now an advantage for him. Looks like I should have just taken there. Yeah, I thought he could defend with the knight. I thought he was just pushing back. He has those 2 extra pawns, and he did manage to win with them in the end. So anyway, good game. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. Bye now.